Okay, we up and running. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee and Conversations. As you hear the tea kettle going, and we are still preparing, but we are live. So get in position, get ready. Today's topic is I need to get a tea bag. Not tea bagged. Tea bag. Hey y'all, I'm about to come sit down. Take my spoon. How are we doing this morning? I feel like I want to treat myself so cool. Hey. How are y'all this morning? Welcome to our Coffee and Conversations, honey. What is the topic of the day? Don't forget, y'all, we here just having a conversation. So whatever is a hot topic that y'all feel like y'all want to, discuss and get your thoughts in there, and let's, see other people's perspective. Like, let's talk about it. Put those topics in there. We have definitely picked some, because like Precious says, we think about these 10 minutes before we go live. Because we just sitting down having coffee like we do every day anyway. Because we neighbors. Like we would be. Come on now. Because we neighbors. Living out the dream, honey. Waking up and living out the dream of being neighbors, like we always said we would be as we was younger. When we were younger. That part. Yes, Melissa. Yeah, I gotta have my coffee. Like, I just gotta have my coffee in the morning. And I'm celebrating today, so I'm getting coffee. I said, forget that tea. Precious is not even getting tea this morning. She is making coffee. Okay? She is done with her fasting. Her 21 days is over. Was it 21 days? Yeah, it been over. Okay. It been over, but I'm celebrating because I finished all of my books. That's right. It's the hard last stages of it's done. Juju. So I'm like, yes. Come on now. Praise God. Praise God. Praise when you God. Are doing a project and the project is completion, or the hard work is done, the drudging work is done, it's like, whoo. Woosah. That's the word. Woosah. Yes, that's the word. So I feel you, honey, because it is a project. So, and she's finished with the hard work. So, y'all get your orders in for what the F is your mustard seed. Because, honey, that is a banger right there, okay? It's about to change some lives. You gonna really so I'm treating myself to coffee today, y'all. I'm treating myself to coffee today. She is drinking her coffee. It's going. It is nice outside. It is. It's really nice. I still got my jump in my shower do. You ever throw your hair together to get in the shower and come out? Well, this is probably people with locks or braids. And you get out and you be like, oh, that'll do. Oh. That will be the look. So then all I had to do was find a purple shirt. But you because my hair was already tied up. I'm gonna start showing on TikTok easy ways to tie your hair, because I tie my hair up in like 60 seconds, and people be like, "Oh my God, it's like 5 to me." How do you do that? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's more like 10 seconds, but it's like, sure, that's like me doing my hair. I'll be like, when you get used to being and doing. Good morning, Melissa. Yes, Melissa. That coffee is sounding good, Kia. Melissa, get yourself a cup of coffee this morning. I know you deserve it. Come on now, Melissa. We know you deserve it. And I cannot wait to catch up with you later, because, girl, do I have some juice for you that's going to take your business to, when I say the next level, I mean, you're going to be giving me a loan, girl. That's how paid you about to be with this new thing I found for you. I don't normally drink coffee because the caffeine makes my heart race. I love tea. Coffee just sounds good today for the same reason. That's what I said. I've been drinking my tea. I was like, you know what? Girl, I'm going to treat myself to a cup of coffee today. How do I take my coffee? Seriously. Very seriously. I'm definitely going to work toward finding me healthy, because a cup of coffee is very good for you. Well, as long as it's black and straight. So, because it detoxes you. Mm-hmm. Cut it out, Kia. It detoxes you. Like my coffee black. But it detoxes you, and it
my baby is red.
And it allows you to go to the bathroom very well. Let me tell you. Boo. So most people will realize you got light skin boo. You got light skin boo. Most people
will red bone boo.
I'm done with her. Most people will realize that. Let me go get my coffee.
He said black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's the type of guy that needs that with my team. Look, I was like, my baby a little light skinned. He a little red bone. A little Cuba Gooding Jr. looking type of fella. Type of fella.
What is his name on his
Okay.
Kia, are you living your intuition said you have a man with his name on his shirt.
Do y'all hear her? Like, she ain't lying. I always liked the man with his name on his shirt, y'all. It was something about a man in that uniform. And they got their name on that shirt. Honey, I'm like, hey, Rob. Hey, Robert. And y'all, if y'all know me, I'm a fool. So, to be around me, I'm a fool.
As Jeffrey would say, not a fool, but a fool.
Not a fool, but a fool. Okay. Oh, shucks, we got Joe Moore in the house.
So he really did set that alarm. I like the people who say,
he set that alarm.
And mean what they say, honey.
What up, Joe Moore out of
Joe
Texas?
Moore, we were just talking about you.
That's
and Kia was just saying, he was like, oh, I'm going to set my alarm to join the car. I said, I like somebody that does
what they
say.
They going to do.
And say what
you a man of your word.
Do what you say and say what you do. Okay. So that your body knows that it's really following something. What did I just touch? Oh, thank you, boo.
Thanks. And Melissa did put the link to the book.
That is the link to the book. Yes, honey. Well, I'm supposed to go in and change the prices. So today will be y'all lucky day. Okay. I haven't gone in and changed the prices for February because that was the early bird special. And the early bird catches the worm. So if you don't catch it before I catch it, honey.
Y'all better catch the link before she get off this live.
You better get that pre-order price because, honey, it is changing. And then when everybody starts talking about it, you're going to have to go get you one anyway. So might as well sow your seed now because I promise you, boo-boo, I'm going to be on Sarah Jake's stage in September, okay? Because God knows they need this message. What the F is your mustard seed?
Until they all be on hers because I'm a Rob. The world will know her name, okay? They need that healing.
Not no Robert. You better say the only name Byron.
Byron. Why they have to do my baby names like that?
Honey, that's how I call Byron now ever since I saw Tyler Perry's at the family reunion with Byron.
Now that movie was a fool.
But I used to say it like Whitley. Byron. You don't remember Whitley? You remember? She almost married Byron, the senator. But then Dwayne, that was my favorite episode. Not that I would want that confusion at anybody's wedding, but that was the best episode ever. I remember being a little girl. Should Google what year was that. I had to be like 12 or 13.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. And back in the day, we didn't have no pause reruns, honey. You had to wait to the whole next year to catch your favorite episode, okay? Wasn't gonna be no reruns over and over and over again. You better hope you find it next season sometime. But that is my favorite episode of all. The difference one when he was like, "Baby, please."
Don't you like my wing, Mama said, just die.
Mama was so mad.
Oh yeah, that thing was a fool.
Because remember, Dwayne Wayne was brilliant, but Whitley came from money, and so while he had the heart of a diamond, he had the bank account of a dad that was a bus driver, and a mom that happened to be in Patti LaBelle. She got them pies, but she didn't have them pies yet, y'all.
She had them
Patty didn't have them pies then, y'all. But his family was love, and then her mom, Whitley mom, who was rich and all that. Remember, her daddy was a judge, but he remarried to somebody who was younger than Whitley, who she didn't like. You remember when he took her credit card, Sonny? Let's not go through this. What I'm saying, I
didn't watch it like that, but
Kia's favorite show was Martin
Lawrence.
So anytime she was having a not so good day, I'm like, Kia, let's just watch Martin and Kia.
And I'll be laughing from when it first the commercial.
From the commercial, honey. Just because as soon as she hear the song, she crying, laughing. I'm like, it's good. She is gone.
You ain't lying. My boo always knew what to do to cheer me up, because I'm telling you.
But let me tell you what's so funny though. That like my kids love Martin. It's Serenity favorite. She loves it because I would, you know me, I would always get the CDs and the DVD. Now you got access to all that. I said I would have a DVD library. People be like, "Girl, books." I read some books, but I'm not the reader that y'all think I am. This is my confession. This is my confession.
What he said, Dwayne had who?
Dwayne had that man pay for a wedding that he wasn't even gonna be a part of. At my ass, true gangster. That part.
Lord have mercy.
That wedding, listen, pay for a wedding.
He wasn't even gonna be.
No. He didn't actually pay for it. It was old school. Because you remember her mom was like, "Listen, you have one thing on your mind." Byron, because you are marrying him, and your daddy, because he is paying for it. Because remember when Whitley was all, Dwayne came to see me last night, and her mom was like, cut it out! Snap out of it! You should be thinking about two men! Byron, because you are marrying him, and your daddy, because he is paying for it. So that came a time when, honey, these parents would be beating these kids' A's if they were paying for these weddings and they were getting divorced at the numbers they're like, but we still paying on the credit card bill and y'all signing the paper on the divorce. We don't got time for this.
Honey.
Melissa said, I love Martin. I used to watch it every day growing up, LOL.
I still love Martin, honey. I be cracking up. All of them characters, because he a fool. You know a man crazy when they can play so many damn characters. And how you switch like that? Because Odio? Odio?
But what about Jerome?
Oh no, see, it's so many. I said Jerome in the head, watch your man.
And you ain't nobody if you ain't friends with Shanae. I said,
Shanae.
Remember what? Don't try to play me out. You remember
what? No, when she did the whole show. Yeah. Like, yo, Martin, all the characters, Otis.
We had some good sitcoms.
The Kung Fu Joe, what was his name? Kung Fu. He was like, yo, give my money.
Give my money.
He was like, wait a minute now.
Well, are you talking about the teacher that always got beat up?
Yes.
Who wasn't qualified but had a whole gym. That's what I'm talking about.
Who was your favorite character on Martin? Because I'm telling you.
Oh my God, who was your favorite character?
Who was your favorite character on Martin?
Clearly it was Martin, but you know.
Yeah, but what character did Martin play was your favorite?
Yeah, what was
What about the one?
Because you had
Otis.
That was a.
You see that?
Was that Roscoe? No, his name is
Roscoe. He bite his tongue. That means she's strong. He was like.
It's in the coffee. I see it. It's in the coffee. I've been drinking this tea and I ain't been on good. It's in the coffee. You be
get you some coffee.
Get you some coffee and conversation. Wake up and make the day count, honey. You only got one life.
Well, you see me talking about you be stressed out about that like this. Get you some coffee. He was like, we're gonna be like, oh God,
see,
what we gonna
do? There you go. As you can see, why I was intrigued that Jomon's like a different world helped us become more conscious and woke. I like Martin for laughs. So you got the balance.
The balance. Yeah? You right.
And you know, Sister Soldier over here. I remember the first time I got to see.
And then the whole college thing. So that was a good one.
I remember the first time I got to see Sister Soldier. Like, I read the book, but never see. You know, back in the day, we didn't have all of this. So you just was imagining what people look like when you had to read books, or if you heard their voice, so you could hear her voice. And then she was. I was watching Different World, and I looked and I said, that voice sounds so strong. And I looked up, and it was Sister Soldier on the episode where they did the LA riots for. Remember, they got after they got married. the new season started with them. So I love that you said that because it was conscious and woke because it was
real
for
issues. It talked about real
LA
issues.
Rodney King.
Yeah, Rodney King.
So Sister Soldier was in there. Y'all need to because they was looting, and she was like, no, you didn't. And you know, Whitney was like, but the world has changed, and she was like, it hasn't changed, and you need to get it together, sister. So yeah, that's right.
And she definitely became Sister Soldier ever since. So in her mind said, that teacher.
No, I actually felt
came out. That lawyer.
Right. I felt like, oh, that's my girl. Oh, she gets it. We get it.
I resonate.
We resonate. And it's like the voice, right? So when people be like, oh, you know, when I do stuff, and they be like, it's your voice. You need to put it on your voice. I'm like, that's interesting because that's what drew me into her was the voice. So, you know, you are pulled into the places like God said, the answer's already there. The hero is there, the inspiration is there, the leader is there, the mentor is there. Like you just have to pay attention and know that, you know, there's a lane for it. There's a lane for it. Is you know,
that voice does something.
Oh yeah, you're right.
White honey here.
Oh my God, don't forget Living Single. Do not forget Living Single. I was just watching that. I freaking love
watching that.
You know what I like on our Fire Stick where we have the 24/7 program. All of those old shows. If you don't have that Fire Stick with the 24-hour program, call her.
And what's his name? Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle
and you know what? Kyle always wore Moshe.
Yes, he did.
And we modeled for Moshe. You know, I was a window model, and then I pulled Kia in, pulled Star, and I think I pulled about 5 people in to become
window
model. But he was
African.
You had to
can't even move. You
and people be sitting in front of the mirror like, is she real? And you be like
trying to make you laugh and make you
in African attire. I love that. Fun. That was had some good experience. Right,
so great.
Right on the middle in Brooklyn. Right, was that Fulton Street? Right on Fulton Street. As cars walk by or people walk by, it'd be live mannequins in the window wearing his stuff. And so I was one of them.
That was a great experience.
Actually, his manager worked at my church, and I had long locks, and she saw me one day, and she was like, "Oh my God, would you come be a mannequin in the window?" I'm like, "A mannequin in the window?" And then I went to the store. Yes, right. They were paying good too, especially back then. When we young, I think it was like
some money in your pocket, child.
I think it was $12 or something. But the part that got me was his clothes were very expensive because it was one of a kind and African garb. He was African, Moshe, and so but celebrities wore it. But you know, a lot of people wore the stuff, and so in the church, only the people who had the very high end jobs wore it. Caused a lot of friction on me because I'm a 16-year-old walking around in 203. Because sometimes when I would come out the window, Moshe was such a cool, friendly guy. He'd be like, "Oh my God, I love that on you. Take it home." And you just leave. It's like a $300 item. He's like, "Take it home." And then so I had a whole wardrobe. My bra, I mean, everything.
What's your thing? The homecoming queen.
Homecoming queen, yeah.
Homecoming queen outside.
Yeah, it was homecoming queen. I was homecoming queen, and we had it like I had to run for it. And back then, it wasn't like a popularity contest in New York. You actually had to go through it's like a Miss America contest. Yeah. Where you had to go through every stage. You had to go through talent. You had to go to dress. You have to go through the question and answer. Yeah. And at the end, they tally up all the points, and then you win. So it's about, fun. I think it was about, it's about 15 of us, I think, that ran. Mm-hmm. And praise God, I became the queen. And they tried to talk me into doing all kind of pageants.
She had on her Moshe for the evening section. She was bad. I knew she won because she was bad. Okay, every portion she did was bad.
So I got Kia to come and read one of my poems. So listen, I'm pulling out the arsenal when I'm doing the original poem. And at 17, at that point I was 17. At 17, I was very articulate in my poetry because I've already been writing since 12. So it was. I think I did what did we do? Beauty. And it spoke about, especially me being, coming from molestation, all that. I used to always wonder.
Oh, of course. Oh no, you still have it, but we don't.
It's in my book.
We got to read that one day.
But yeah, beauty. But it speaks on seeing beyond what I look like, right? That seeing what y'all choose me is all about loving you, but seeing me as the core of my beauty and not the surface of my beauty. So I wanted, more of a look deeper into
not
who
just
I am.
Outside physically.
Yeah. So
my soul, you better cut everything that she represents is crazy because this has been her for years, like since youth. I mean, it's in her. It's crazy.
You are who you are. Well, you are who you wake up to be. Come on now.
You are who you recognize you to be and live in it and do that. Like, do you, boo, honey.
Which brings us to the topic. Like,
what was our topic?
Yeah, the topic is, do you trust your intuition, right? Because your intuition brings you to the places in which you don't have to blame other people for arriving. Right? So with my intuition, if I trust my intuition, most times when you're upset about something that go wrong, it's always, I shouldn't have listened to that person. I wish I would have listened to my gut, right? Your gut is your soul's compass, which is your intuition, right? So your soul's compass is your mind, right? And so your mind keeps you in alignment so your body can lead you. And so when you get that gut feeling and you be like, oh, no. And then afterwards you're like, God, I should have listened. Little small things. We was just driving the other day, me and Chef Ron, and we was heading, I think, to the boys' game. And normally he make a right, but he thought I should make a left. But this time he goes the way he normally went. When we get there, it was backed up. He was like, dag. And then he goes and says, dag, I should have went the other way. And I said, you gotta listen to yourself. Yeah, you could go around and come back, but you gotta listen to yourself because it's the world, it's the universe's way of telling you, I got you. I'm taking you somewhere. Trust yourself. And so when you think about it, those are the little things you start doing, obeying the little things so that you trust yourself in the big steps. So when you look at your life right now, every move you made, was it intuition?
Was it a choice? Was it something you listened to yourself, or was it you got there some
other way and you like
somebody else's advice?
But even your intuition told you to take it. What tells you not to? How about the things that your intuition told you to do that you didn't do, and then you're a year later like, damn, if I would have just did that thing, I would be right where I needed to be right now. Yeah. And so it's like the intuition is always like tapping on you for you to believe in it, So like start to think about some things. Like,
girl, I would have never been with Sierra's dad. If I would have listened to my intuition,
you see what I'm saying?
Know that wasn't my type of dude. I should have just trying to do something and trying to be nice,
trying to be open.
So you think people won't feel like you stuck up and you mean. I'm not mean. You trying to prove a point, and now how did I get here?
Yeah, see that?
I mean, I love myself, and you not my type of dude, so I ain't saying nothing to you.
Yeah. Oh, men can trust their intuition. We wouldn't be like, oh, but yeah, that's so interesting because when you think about it,
I be like, why did I go against my intuition? And here we are. Like,
you find yourself
things
back in that same situation with the same person.
Correct. Now, come on now.
Back up, and you know what I mean? Your intuition
says,
better.
You know this is not the person or the dude, or it's certain things about them you don't like, but you still hedge forward.
Yeah.
In hopes of something different.
Yeah.
And then you get knocked upside your head to say, boop, nope, same old same. Because your intuition, you know already.
You already
know. Like, man, listening to your inner voice, that's that God's whisper.
Your soul's I call it your soul's compass.
Your soul's compass. Yeah.
Because it lets you know which way to go, right? It lets you know which direction you should be flowing.
It's like, no, don't do it. Don't go that way. And you're like, well.
You're making me want to look and see if beauty is in my Facebook.
Child.
Because
that's home right there. But
I need to share. Make sure you guys are sharing. Sharing is caring.
So we can get some people in this conversation.
So that we can stop all our fearing. But yeah, waking up and making today count is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Is really sitting and thinking like, And the more you meditate, the more you spend with self, the easier it is to trust your intuition. You want to read that while I look up?
Okay. So Jomar says, it has taken me a long time to trust my intuition. I still battle with that at times. But I'm so glad I'm not where I used to be. Come on now. Following your intuition can be hard because it causes you to sometimes do it alone or goes against logic. Come on. Part. Who you telling? Man, listen, it is such a battle, right? That's the thing. That's why we don't, that word trust,
it isn't,
right? Do you trust it? You hear it, but now you decide whether to go with it or go against it, right? And then you have that mind battle, whether two or not. And it's crazy. So you be stir crazy, right? But come on now, we are not where we used to be. We can all attest to that, honey. Are we not where we used to be? Come on. Following your intuition can be hard because it causes you to sometimes do it alone or goes against logic. Come on now.
And see, and I love that you pointed that at, Jomar. It is the sometimes doing it alone, right?
Yes.
But the alone part is not lonely, right? There's a difference. Doing it alone means you're a leader. Means that maybe you haven't seen it yet. But because you are the answer and you worked out the problem, you have to trust that you can help other people solve it, right? And so you have to be intentional about knowing without a shadow of doubt what it cost you, which then equates to the value God puts on it for you to show up in it. And so it does make you feel like nobody else is here, right? I'm all by myself, but God, right? And he's like, in order for me to put a spotlight on you, aren't you by yourself? How many people get the spotlight on them and it's gone, right? And so I need you to stand out so that people can stand up after you showed them. So it's easy to be amongst the crowd, but it's hard to come out of the circle where there is no blueprint, right? It's like the person, when I think about my kids playing basketball, I have Ray Vaughn, who is just fearless, right? And he's going to throw 1,000,000 times because he knows the only one they count is the ones they make. They don't count. The book don't show what you miss. It only show what you made. I love that my husband always tells you got to take the shot because they don't talk about what you missed. They talk about what you made in the book. So life is about learning that you're talking about what you made, making it count. So that's why we say wake up and make today count. Because if you don't, it is your
responsibility.
It won't add up. The math won't be mathing for you. And so it's understanding that absolutely that's what life is all about. I love that, Jomar, that sometimes you have to do it alone. And like you said, or go against logic, right? But God is like, does it math
make sense?
It's gonna make sense in the end. Because it don't make sense now because hindsight, how many times have you gotten to the end and you're like, oh my God, now it makes sense. But God does the end before the beginning.
How does bills get paid when you don't even have the money? Math ain't mathing, right?
Right.
You got more bills and expenses than money.
That part.
Make it make sense.
That part.
Mathematically, I don't know how we gonna get it paid. But God. Okay. It happens.
And over and over again.
Come on. Each and every time.
I love that. I love it.
Come on now.
And I think that's what intuition is all about. It's about allowing yourself. Since it is intuition is your soul's compass, I would add to say it's about being able to reroute yourself. Because often enough, when we're going somewhere, GPS wise, right? When we get to that dead hole, more than likely the GPS will reroute you. And more than likely we won't turn around and go home because we are excited about where we're headed. You need to have that excitement about where you're going so that when you get to a point where they say, well, we working on the street over here, we working on somebody else's dream over here, you don't get discovered and say, oh, well, that dream is already being taken. He said, no, I can take you another route. I can take you around what they building for you to end up where I need you to build. And so that soul's compass allows you to reroute in your faith so that you can not stop heading that direction. So if it's like the person that was riding with you, you know what? I don't have time. I thought it was going to be a straight one. I got to get out here. Let them out there. Don't you stop going where God is sending you, because that's your responsibility. Remember the ability of measurement in which you can respond. Now we done broke that word down. So let them out. Let them go. And you keep on growing, because it's about saying, I got somewhere to go. And my soul's compass is pulling me. And you may not understand it. And it may look like I'm out here by myself and I look like I'm crazy. But there's an intuition in me. There's God telling me who I am. I wake up every day knowing who I am. And so eventually I'll be able to show you, because I feel that when the moment comes, that abracadabra moment, that magical moment that everybody waits for, because all it takes is a moment in time. One moment in time. I feel like it's the moment that you have experienced everybody, and in this moment, God elevates you. Because if I'm in a room and we're all on the flat surface, you only see who you in the presence of. But once you stand on the stage, no matter who's in a room, everybody sees you from every angle. And so God says, once you get to the destination, my God, that's the stage. But before you get to the destination, you are amongst people, and you are serving, and you are going, and you are rerouting yourself 1,000,000 times if you have to, because you know that it is detrimental, it is destiny worthy that you show up at the destination in which you were intended. So when you follow that soul's intuition, guess where you end up? Where you belong.
You're supposed to be.
Right where you belong.
That part right there. Come on now. That was a good
right where
one.
you belong. I love the idea of intuition being the soul's compass. Yes, baby.
The soul's compass. Come on now.
It is your soul's compass. I think that might be in 365. I can't remember where.
It's going to route you to where you're supposed to be and how to get there.
That part.
So you're going to get off the track. You're going to get lost. But once you listen to your soul's compass, it's going to route you where to go.
It's going to change. It's going to change your life.
Come on.
It's going to change your life.
We start to listen to it, right? Where will we be, or how sooner can we get to where we're supposed to be? Come on now.
Trust, right? So intuition is trust in self.
And what you say? What's that?
Which one?
When you always say, we sitting on these chairs, right? So we trust.
So we trust, right? That
it's
the chair's going to hold us.
When we sit our behind down on it, we already have trust that it's not gonna fall. Right? And what's that exercise people do when they be like, just fall back.
Just fall back. Right. I got you. Listen, I saw a TikTok where the woman fell forward. I said, Lord Jesus, somebody gave her the rules.
I can't.
She's supposed to fall back. She fell forward.
She was like, nah.
She said, no. They said to fall forward, Lord. Fall forward.
She ain't trust.
Right on my face. Okay. I trust you, oh Lord. I fall on my face too. So yeah, I love that one. Because it lets me know I don't trust man, I trust God. So I'm gonna fall on my face instead of on my back.
Come on.
But it's all right to trust man, honey, because God left man so that you could understand that he never left you alone. That he would be in the spirit, but if you would ask him in the spirit, that he would bring them in the flesh. And so you definitely still have to go and ask so that he can provide you what you're in need of. But that's what the humbleness is, right? The humbleness is not about feeling less than somebody else. The humbleness is being able to ask somebody else so that God say, it's wrapped up right there.
And it's all in each other.
It's all in each other.
Because we hold the answers for somebody. Each and every one of us has an answer for someone else in the world.
Period.
You are the answer.
You are the answer. Which is why you're going through the problems. It's like, what's all these problems? Because you're the answer. And so we all know that in order to, operate through it, we got to solve it. And like we said earlier, some people solve on 5 pieces of paper. They got to work out the problem. Some people can take a corner, depending on the area, right? So wherever you're strong in, it's going to take you less time to work something out. So if you get to the people that are strong in the areas that you are weak, guess how much sooner you can work it out? It becomes microwavable, right? And so in order to have a microwavable healing, you got to get with somebody who has been healing. In order to have a microwavable experience, you got to get with somebody who have experienced something long enough to send you through a quick shake off, right? It's like do I wash my car, or do I just go through the machine that's been created to wash my car in record numbers and save me time? And so it's realizing that your intuition will save you a lot of time when you trust it, because the things that you are repeating,
gotta trust it so that you can listen to it. So that's the thing. You gotta trust it so that you can listen to it. So absolutely.
And that's getting relationship with self.
And what's making you not trust it? Now let's talk. What would make you not trust the intuition?
The thing that would make you not trust your intuition is not really realizing that anytime you didn't trust it, you went the opposite way. I think is sitting down with inventory. Most of the time we forget to take accountability in order to do the measurement, right? To decide which way are we leaning, to this side or that side. So when you're trying to figure out your trust in self, you got to go over your past experiences. And you got to say, in this situation, what did I feel? Which way did I go? And so now is feeling the emotion, right? Because in order for me to evict something, I have to own it. So I have to own that feeling so that I can decide. That's why I say emotional healing is healthy, right? Emotional health is healing. All of those different things, because emotional health dictates your behavior. And so it all starts with emotion. And so everything we feel is emotional.
Get out your feelings and get into this healing.
That part. So you see what I'm saying? If you emotionally hurt me in some kind of way, when your name is called, I feel it. So I have to attack that feeling, right? And so in trust, anytime somebody has made you feel like they didn't give you the expectation in which you wanted, your trust was broken. That's why God says, don't put your trust in man. Put your trust in me. Because your trust is broken because you had the expectation for somebody who was growing into themselves just like you. And you can't expect them to be who you need them to be when you haven't created them and you don't know the time frame in which it takes for them to arrive to set location. So the expectations we put on others actually hinder ourselves, because it then creates a mistrust in how we decide, right? And so then we become afraid to make decisions, because a decision is deciding where to cut something off at, right? And so my decision making becomes hard because of the lack of trust I have, because of the results of my previous decisions and where it brought me to. And so understanding that I get to reinvent myself every time I renew my mind. So when I take that idea away and I realize, oh my God, I got to feel it. And so it's just a practice. So when your body says, make a left, do the little practices. When you ever go and be like, oh, go check the door, and you run downstairs and you're like, oh, the door wasn't locked. Do the little things. Show up in the little things. So when the big things happen, you're not afraid. You're confident. Because trust is built when you keep on seeing the results in which you want, right? So every time you think something and you do, and you're like, oh, I'm glad I did that. Trust check. Now if you don't listen and you go the opposite way, and you're like, God damn, I want you to sit there and say, oh, I didn't listen to myself. Check the other box so that you can actually keep account on your account. So you got to count.
Keep making the same mistakes. Trust yourself. Do the work to start trusting yourself. And if you ain't making the best decisions, then do the work to start making the best decisions. It's work. Everything is work. I was laughing because I was like, you know how like when you're in the house by yourself or whatever, you hear that noise and you be like, you be looking in the space like, so you can hear it again. You like, your intuition was like, what's that?
Listen.
Where's that coming from? And you be checking. I be checking every closet.
Kia, let me tell you. That is the reason why I stopped judging people in horror movies. Because when the older I got, the more I realized that when it's your house, you somebody downstairs. But if I'm watching a horror and I know it's a Texas chainsaw, I'm like, girl, why are you yelling at somebody downstairs, girl? No. Get quiet. Get up the bed. Get your phone. Somebody up there, So I'm biting my nails and doing all that with them because I'm like
like it's me. I'm like,
I laugh at myself
they
now.
touching that knob. I'm like, my heart beating. I'm like, I hope that don't come out that.
Listen, no offense, you guys, but you know, if you watch a horror movie, you be like, oh my God, white people are always falling. Right? That's what you said. They fall. I'm not trying to be funny. Honey.
Because that's what they always say.
It was a whole 8 group of us. 8 black people. You know where I'm going. Back in 1999, to be exact.
Stories for days.
That was 1999 to be exact. It was a whole group of us. Me, you, Chef Ryan, Reese, Ina, Ro, Amre. Was that it? It was a whole group of us, mind y'all. And Ro had found a haunted trail outside. And so we all was like, oh, we going to the haunted trail. We all got up.
Excited, Crumb.
Back in BC, you know, for me, not for her, BC, before children, okay? When you hear me say BC, that's my phrase for before children. So back in BC, when we was free as birds.
Oh, yeah, I had Sierra.
You had Sierra, but you know, I was free.
Somebody was babysitting.
So we all go out here, guys, whoever's listening, when we got halfway through the trail, which is outside, and they tell you can't go off the trail, it's woods. I don't even know where we was. I don't know where Bo took us. I know we was like 30, 45 minutes out. We was out.
We ain't really know.
We ain't know
like
nothing.
That.
We get halfway through, and there's this house, y'all, in the middle of the trail. And there's one person that's supposed to be leading, and I think that had the lantern, the light. So that's somebody at the front. So we get there. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Because you was like,
I was like, that's my man. Why is Ro pushing me the whole? I'm like,
he was the leader. Right there was the leader with the light. Because it's pitch black, y'all. Right there was the leader with the light. And we all holding on to each other.
Through the woods.
His friends was all like moving Precious out the way.
It was him. He's like, it was me.
Yes, out the way so they could hold on. Looking like bitches. Man up.
So needless to say, we get to the middle of the thing, and there's this house, and the only way to finish is to walk through this house in the middle of the woods. So everybody said, no, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. Nobody wants to walk through the house. All of a sudden,
go through the door.
We hear a chainsaw go off. Is it? How about everybody try to run through the house at the same time?
Through the door now.
And guess what happens when all of us try to run through a door at the same time? We all fell like dominoes.
Into the house.
We all was laid on top of each other in the doorway. We pulled down the sheets in the house because we landed. The guy that was chasing us with he just was on the chainsaw was on the floor. They were laughing so hard. They couldn't even chase us no more. And in that moment, I had to say, it's not a white or a black thing. I guess
it's a fear.
It's a fear. Your legs get weak when you're really afraid. You get take a strong person to run when they fear. I'm just saying, there's some stereotypes that had to be debunked for us. That was one of them. It doesn't matter.
I don't think we would ever forget that. I ain't never in my life.
And maybe it was a stereotype because, you know, most time black people be gone in the first 10 minutes of the movie. So you don't get to see them run and fall. They don't make it to the end of the run.
Show that. They just run and be falling.
That is hilarious.
You'll be like, girl, get up,
girl. You about to die, girl. But yeah, that is hilarious. Anyway, we didn't have a sidetrack.
We got so many stories. Y'all will be on the journey. Okay. Y'all gonna be telling the stories just like us. I'm telling you.
That was such a funny. Boy, we listen.
But your intuition was like, it's gonna be scary.
It's gonna be scary.
Oh, you already know to watch out. That's why we couldn't even get through the door.
We couldn't get
through the door.
First? Who going first?
My intuition said not me.
Not me. Not me neither. Not me neither.
Not I said Nikki.
And till death came, everybody said, oh, I got to go. I got to go.
But then she even tell y'all the end.
Good morning.
They got up and left me and my cousin on the floor.
Was that you and Reese?
Yes.
You went, listen.
So they
was gone.
We was the last two getting up. We don't have no light. Because remember, Ron got the light. They gone through the house.
Oh my God.
We pitch black in the house and gotta find our way out. Lord, you talking about somebody scared? We can't see nothing.
Well, that was
How
fun.
long did it
We
take
never
us to get
did fun.
out?
I don't know, girl. I was gone.
Y'all was still out there laughing.
Gone.
Yeah, we would never forget that day. That was fun.
That was fun. That was back in 1999. Boy, I tell you, we've been having fun for a long time, honey.
Yes.
Today's topic, boo. Hey, good morning, Author Lynette. We're talking about, do you trust your intuition? So we was just talking about some times when we trusted our intuition that it was unsafe to move forward.
It was true. It was gonna be scary.
It was gonna be scary. We had a good old time though.
And we went logically. It said it was gonna be scary, so we was in for it. So yes, that is today's topic.
Yeah, but intuition is just as simple as going right when you normally go left, right? So it's really just having a true relationship with self. She talking about hell no, hell yeah. You know what? Period. That's what we saying. It's like this. It's like double dutch. Am I jumping in or am I not? Do I? Yeah. What happened yesterday? What didn't? Like, yeah. It really hits like that.
Come on.
And I think the more that you embrace that it's a real commitment to trust your intuition. It takes meditation. It takes an inventory check. Mm-hmm. It takes you actually looking at your life. How often do you actually sit down and look over the steps of life? How often do you actually sit down and decide which things went hell to the yes and which way went hell to the no? And really make a list and say, was it? So you got to find out if your intuition is trustworthy or you got to heal that. Yeah. If you have to change those thoughts in order to trust yourself more, if you have to let go of the things or the decisions that was made previously in order to be like, okay, now I'm going to make better decisions for myself. I'm going to be in a more healthy relationship with myself. I'm going to set boundaries for myself. And when you start setting those boundaries for yourself, that creates trust, right? Because now if I say I'm going to do this and then I do it, then I feel trustworthy to self, right? So the same way if you ask somebody to do something and they do it, you begin to build your trust. Oh, every time I can depend on them. They're dependable. They show up. And so it's the same thing with self. Once you become dependable, once you continue to show up, when those things tap at you to say, no, don't go do this, you want to treat yourself like that best friend. Like, you got to pick up the phone and be like, girl, sir, what do you say? Should I go? Should I not? Right.
Come on now. I don't think it's crazy. You got to talk to yourself sometimes. And like I be telling Precious, sometimes you got to curse yourself out. Talk to yourself like you talking to your best friend. You are your best friend.
Yes.
You can't be a best friend better to somebody else than you are to yourself. You are a reflection of how you going to treat somebody else or be there for somebody else. So stop letting your own self down and start trusting your own self. How you not going to listen to your own advice, but you giving it out?
That part.
Come on now. Make it make sense, right?
You know why? Because they don't trust their intuition yet. And they were like, let me see how it work out for you. You go ahead and try that thing right there. Let me see what it do for you. If
I'm not listening to my own intuition, right, which is my own advice, and I'm giving you advice to listen to me.
Right.
Come on, now. It don't make no sense.
You like,
you don't listen to your own self when your intuition telling you what to do. So are you sitting in there suffering in silence? If you would have listened, when I told you we wouldn't be in this. We wouldn't be in this closet rocking back and forth.
Yelling at God for no reason.
Come on now. And he looking like, I done gave you the whisper.
I done gave you the soul's compass.
Not to listen. So here we go.
Here we go.
And here we go again.
That I'm about to say again. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
So at the end of the day, like you said, when you're listening, when you ask yourself something and you hear yourself respond, listen to that. That I say is God's voice, but it's your voice. See, when I hear it, it sounds like my voice in my own head, but I know it's leading me somewhere, right? It is my soul telling me what I need to do, or is my soul telling me what I don't need to do, right? I could flip the script, get all in my feelings, and I can stop and I can hear my mind say, "Girl, you ain't had to do that."
Correct.
Girl, you ain't had to go there.
And you apologize.
You understand what I'm
and
saying?
You own up to
and
that.
You take
and say,
that.
You
yeah.
listen to that and say, you know what?
I didn't even have to do that.
My inner spirit is telling me I that was wrong. So
that
you know what?
Wrong.
I'm gonna take accountability.
Yes.
And I just want to say I'm sorry. And you make sure
apologize
you
to you first. Apologize
why
to you
you're
first.
sorry and what you're sorry for.
Yeah.
I meant what I said, but I didn't want you to take it offensively like that.
Yes,
I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just trying to get my point across.
I got a line.
How I feel.
I got a line. I'm so sorry I didn't filter my thoughts before I said what I said. I'm sorry that I hurt you. What I said, I'm sorry. I used to tell Chef Ron during pandemic when we was stuck in the house learning each other again and again. I'm so sorry that I made you feel that way. How could I better serve you? Because we're supposed to be of service, and everything that I was taking personal, I had to take it internal, right? Because what people do to you is a reflection of the things you need to fix in yourself, right? And so it's not what they said, it's what you touch and agreed with that got you stuck and feeling like hurt, right? And so I had to check my feelings at the door. I had to figure out why I heard it that way. I had to figure out why it landed that way. And I reacted because emotional health is healing. If I had controlled my emotional health, my emotions to what triggered me, then I wouldn't have shot back so fast, right? And so what triggered me, somebody shot at you, right? And so you done got shot, and the first thing you do is
pain point.
You're gonna shoot back, right? That's your instinct.
You're gonna clap back.
Your intuition is the right. Clap back. And you gotta ask yourself, man, why am I clapping at all? What did I hear, right? And so communication is being vulnerable. And I found out that when I stopped being masculine and started operating in my feminine, right? Where he can say, well,
you
man,
was operating out of the man part of you.
Right. I was in that.
She was operating in the man part of her.
I was operating in that harsh part because I wanted to
not the woo,
not the
man,
woo, but the man.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my woe is like, oh my God, you just hurt my feelings. I'm so sad.
But the man part.
The man is like, who you think you're talking to? He's like, I'm talking to you. Say it with your chest. So I had to learn to say, oh man. Because when I got quiet, he got quiet. When I got loud, he get loud, right? Because remember,
reaction.
We the only one got the one. The woman has X. I mean, the woman has X and X, and the man has X and Y, right? So when we being aggressive, the question is why. You have two X's. So why are you so aggressive? It's because of past experiences. It's because of the triggers of life, right? And so tapping into that femininity is becoming two X's with no Y. I don't need to ask why. The X is how I feel. And if I operate in my feelings, then I take our relationship to healing. I was operating in what I thought you said. I was operating in what somebody left behind. I was operating in past trauma and not in present circumstance. So releasing the need to defend myself stop me from offending the person that has my back. You know?
I like that.
So when I said releasing myself from defending myself, stop myself from offending the person who has my back.
So we offending yourself.
You are offending
Come on,
because what we think they said they didn't say, and we're attacking what somebody else said.
Mechanism
and so now we fight.
And now they offended.
And now they offended.
So now their emotions kicked in.
And two negatives make a what?
Woo! A problem.
A problem. But that's why I said, so if you come with positive when somebody else is coming with negative, if you look at the actual spirit imitates light, guess what? When you look at that chart, anytime you add negative to negative, it's going to keep on going that way. But if somebody has a negative and you add a positive, it's going to always increase at least to the zero and then beyond. So it was being intentional that I didn't hear that. I felt that. And why did I feel that? Because I'm in my feelings and not my healing. So it is work. It is work. But that's why y'all got to come to the school of wives and the school of husbands. Because let me tell you something. It'll change the way you show up. Now I'm doing my work daily. Let me tell you.
Girl, you done said a word. You said a couple of words, honey. Did y'all Pick up what she just put
I don't know
down.
what I put down. I had to replay later. What we doing?
Girl, watch when you listen to this replay, girl. You cold with it. She cold with it,
This
y'all.
girl is crazy.
Honey, y'all ain't ready.
Author L says, when I look in the mirror and have that conversation and then the mirror starts to check me. That part.
That part.
It has to.
That
The mirror will check you. Y'all see my logo?
You pointing that finger at the mirror.
You see that logo?
now.
It's loving yourself from right where you are with no excuses. Because God says to treat your neighbor as you first. Love your neighbor as you love thyself. He could have just said love your neighbor, but he wanted to give you a blueprint that it started and ended with you, because what's in you is going to come out. And so when you look in that mirror and you trust in your intuition, you don't get to blame nobody. The reason why we're so bitter is because of blame. The being bitter is for the blame for you and how you showed up in my life. But see, I got ownership of me. So I get to reroute myself with my soul's intuition by reminding myself that it was all for me. And so the lessons that I'm missing are the blessings that would lead me into the serendipity that I want. Because remember, in my book, I don't know if y'all have I Am Essential, that ebook of poetry. You need to go get it. But serendipity means surrender the pity. You want to live in serendipity, you have to surrender the pity. So those excuses, those things that got you stuck, is the thing that gets you, to elevate, right? And so I'm in a pity party. Every time I call somebody, I'm complaining. Woo! Oh God, what happened to me? Who did this to me? How that hurt me? My whole, I don't trust myself no more. Because when I'm blaming everybody else for my life, I have no trust for self. Because I haven't taken any accountability. Yeah. And so the body gonna sit back like, girl, we ain't got nothing to do. They did it.
They did it.
They did it, buddy.
You made the decision to listen to Dave versus listening to your intuition.
Your body chilling like, oh girl, we ain't got nothing to do. Boy, we ain't got nothing to do. They did it.
We got nothing
so
to do.
Work never gets done.
Wow,
but if I'm going to love my neighbor like myself, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my work. And I'm not going to make it about you when it's always been about me. It's always been about how I communicate. It's always been about how I receive. It's always been about how I learn. It's always been about how I grow. So that is, you control your life.
You don't allow nobody else to control your life.
You don't allow nobody to control your life.
Come on now.
Because you have the power. You have the power. So that part. Let me say, did I miss something? Yeah, because we've been going. We about to
comments. Let's get into these comments.
It said, I stood there saying, okay, dang, self, you had a me. I would
you hard on
me. I would fight you, but it won't end well.
When you talking to yourself, come on, have that real conversation. I stood there saying, okay, dang, self, you hard on me. I would fight you, but it wouldn't end well, because
we both gonna lose
down today.
Think of that. We all in a fight with ourselves. No wonder you exhausted and tired.
You gotta beat down that person that's so negative on your own self. Come on, that's right, Author Lynette.
That part. Ron Paulin says, if you still together after COVID, y'all meant to be together.
Come on,
that part. If you can make it after all that time together, and people found out, honey, that the love
stuff happened during COVID.
A lot of
was
stuff
together all the time.
Period.
Found out a lot.
Author L says, you ain't to lie, Craig. That ain't no lie, Craig. COVID, I couldn't get rid of him. No eviction. Listen, that means y'all got it going on.
Come on now.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Oh, that's what she said. You ain't got to lie, Craig. COVID. Melissa says that masculine energy. You want to read that?
Melissa says that masculine energy is the doer in all of us. The feminine energy is receiver in all of us. I feel that intuition is more connected to the feminine energy because when we are listening to our intuition, we are receiving a message from our souls or God. We all need to be tuned into that frequency as often as possible. Yes, we do, Melissa. Come on now.
Oh, you know what that made me think of, Melissa? I have this t-shirt I'm going to bring out with a program. I'm going to start launching t-shirts every month with a matching program that you could come in and see the meaning behind it. But I have this one as woman, and it's womb oracle manifesting another's needs. And that's what it sounds like with the feminine, right? Because in order to actually receive, you are manifesting another's needs. So when I take it in, I have to now make it whatever that is, right? I have to grow it. I have to nurture it. I have to take care of it. I have to be responsible over it, right? And so as a woman, Mother Nature, it takes care of everything, right? That is the energy in which we are created. So a woman is a womb, W-O-M-B, oracle, manifesting another needs. And so I do believe that is feminine. And because we have lost that side of ourselves because we're so busy protecting, because we lost faith in our intuition, we are now missing the bigger picture, which is that's the process into the promise. That is the healing that takes place. That is the actually sitting and not suffering, but actually acknowledging that it was all necessary in order for us to become who we are. So I think,
come on, because men don't try. When the women trying to do everything, play the woman role, play the man role. Come on now. If you let each other play your part, y'all come together as completion.
That part.
When that masculine energy in the woman is the doer, right? Let the man be the masculine. Yeah. That's what he's for. The woman is the energy, is the receiver of it. So like you said, the warm mother. Come on now. When you let everybody play their part and come on, combine together is a wonderful thing, man.
And you change the way the world shows up. Because it's a relay race and somebody's relying on you. That part, you change the way the world shows up. And so, yes, honey, it's all about that
team effort. You do what you good at doing and let me do what I'm good at doing.
Melissa says, you and your acronyms, PLOL. That's a good one for woman. Womb oracle manifesting another's needs. Oh yeah, that t-shirt that I created is bad. I got it right now. I'm trying to think what image I want to put on it, but it's gonna be a bling one. I want it to bling. I want it to be clear. Author L says, Ron, during COVID, I couldn't file for eviction to get somebody out of my house. So I guess I had to keep him it's meant to be. It's meant to be together. Keep feeding him, won't go away. Honey, that's what happened.
He won't go away.
He won't go away.
Him. You know a man's stomach, honey.
So we got to feed each other. We got to feed each other. So I think that was just a good one. This was a great topic.
That intuition now.
That intuition.
Start listening to it. Start trusting yourself, man. See, they say anything you do over 30 days, 90 days becomes a habit. Start learning to trust your intuition and see where it gets you. Just see. Right?
You know what I'm going to read? I'm going to read from Precious Thoughts from the Soul, and it's called The Spirit of the Anointed. I think this will be a good one for us to trust our intuition and to close out this episode. And it's in Precious Thoughts from the Soul. If you don't have it, you can find it on the website. It's a limited edition. It's not on Amazon. This has been written since 2007. My first ever book. So this is about to go on ebook. So you'll be able to get access to it because it's, if you want it on the digital platform. But it says, your spirit may fall on me as sweet as the sunlight or as loud as the thunder, but nothing will ever change the presence of the mighty power that I'm under. For I appreciate your influence and power of love that you breathe, and for always supplying me with the vital things I need. You continue to challenge me to get me to new heights in you, to become more obedient so my power can shine through. Shine through my ups and downs in spite of my life's pain. For from all of life's circumstances, true understanding is what I gain. Understanding that I must go to different levels to have a life worth living. And knowing that in God's mapped out journey, there is no taking without giving. For we receive so much from God for us to take to shine on others. Because all God really wants is for us to live right and give love to our sisters and brothers. We are all God's children, and He has such expectations for us all. And it makes Him proud that even when we are going through, we continue to stand tall. For we know that God is our summer's night and our winter's night too. But no matter what the circumstance, He will never leave nor forsake you. For He is your beginning and end in all that you do. And he will continue to be that, for that's how our Father loves you. In spite of your choices, he sees a child wanting to grow. For he himself planted the seed, and he is waiting for us to sow. Sow into our life so a harvest can be made free, so the divinity of God can shine so that others may see. God and Jesus are the foundation of our life and the source of love from which we give. And there is nothing more lovable than Jesus, who gave his life so that we could live. So we owe them everything that we are, for their wisdom still shadows our life from above. And we should make it our business to send them daily praise of love. And I think that, my dear, is how you meditate. You meditate on being enough. You meditate on sending daily praises. You meditate on knowing that God trusts you. He trusts you so much that he sent you through those things. He trusts you so much that he gave you that idea. He trusts you so much that he gave you a gut feeling to go right when you chose to go left. And he trusts you so much that when you got to the place that you didn't want to be, he gave you the opportunity to renew your mind and start from right where you are, to reroute yourself. That it's not over until you stop deciding that that's your destiny. So be determined to arrive where you belong. Yes, I'm getting our card right now.
We're going to get a card for our word of the day.
And then we're going to get out of y'all hands, honey.
We're going to get out of here so y'all can enjoy the rest of
y'all day. Have y'all see that TikTok?
Winning Wednesday.
Oh, it is.
Winning Wednesday, honey.
Winning Wednesday. And so as y'all know, we're going to do the ABCs, the house special.
Yes, we're going to
pull 2 cards. And y'all, this is y'all M for the day. So no excuses, because we waking up and making today count. You know, like Chef Ron says, they don't take score of what you throw, they only take score of what goes in, right? And so if you want the right score, you got to keep on counting. Don't stop counting. Don't stop till you get it.
Not the misses, the wins.
So this was the book of the day. This is what we read from. Precious Thoughts from the Soul. Back when I only had 2 kids. We 5 kids later.
With 7, 8, 9 books later.
Okay, so without further ado.
You ready?
I am highly distinguished. And I am zestful. My God.
Am I now?
You want to know what a little zest? So as I said, we always have the definitions, just in case you want a detail of what it is to be zestful. So zestful is characterized by great enthusiasm and energy.
Y'all know I'm
So we need you to have that energy today. So Kia, pull the zestful is one. Come on now. Pull the card of zestfulness. And so I need you to have a little zestfulness in your day, which is enthusiasm and energy, period. And then this one is, I am highly distinguished. And that just means wise, accomplished, and usually have an impressive reputation to match.
Yes, you do.
That part.
Yes, you do, because you are very wise beyond your years, ma'am, and accomplished and impressive. You do have a very impressive reputation to match it, honey. Yes,
as you do, and as you guys do too.
As you do too.
So I want you to remember that all day, that you are highly distinguished with a zestful attitude. And when you take that zestful attitude, which is that high characteristic, right? Enthusiasm, energy, and you understand that you're highly distinguished, now you trust your intuition. Because a highly distinguished person knows that they are enough. And so remember that you are enough is the name of the game.
And be very confident, because a highly distinguished person is confident. Okay? Always be confident. Trust your intuition. Make today count.
Oh, shout out to LeBron. Yes, we don't want to go without shouting. listen, I have loved
Black History
LeBron
Month.
and what he represents since back in the day, since he was on Oprah. Oprah introduced me to LeBron. So I'm not a fan from basketball, but I did become a fan because when he was launching, he was on the stage. So I got to have the background story. That makes me like people, their background story. I need to know
how
more.
they impacted.
I'm the type of person that can't start on season 5. I need to be on season 1 so I can know who I like and who I don't. Okay, I need to be true about my feelings.
Make a difference in the world.
But I just want to say shout out to breaking records and not stopping and being as amazing off the court as he is on the court, because that is what being well-rounded is all about.
Not just on the court. Who are you as a person?
Beyond your gifts and talent. Yes, that you make the impact. I'm the pact. I'm the agreement heaven had with earth. And he's done an amazing job. So thanks, Ron. Let's shout him out, especially on Coffee and Conversation, because that's about waking up and making the day count. Thank you, Melissa. Great reading today, P. Very uplifting. I'm glad. We need to make Precious Thoughts from the Soul an ebook so everyone can enjoy it. One of my favorite books. Oh, and by Precious. Thank you.
Everything gonna be ebook, honey.
Yeah, it's gonna be called I Choose Me Books. There's a whole digital platform that's being built, so I'm excited.
Yes.
So, so that's so good. Any last comments before we go?
No, just make today count. Be zestful because you are highly distinguished, and trust your intuition. Learn to trust yourself. So, take these conversations and take action on it. Hopefully y'all are really getting some good stuff out of this. And I thank y'all so much for your participation, because it wouldn't be a conversation without you guys. So we love you guys.
That's a lie. It would be a conversation, but it's better.
Look, this is why we decided to include you guys in our conversation, okay? So we've always had a conversation.
And we got a nice little filter to be do late night Zooms. We got to filter these conversations.
Right now, we're slipping out a little bit, but honey.
When we get the Zoom cocktail party going, that's going to be a whole nother. That's going to be a whole nother beast, but that part. So
switches. Tell them, Melissa.
So let's say that it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So don't forget that you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. And remember, responsibility is the ability of measurement in which you can respond. And so without further ado, don't forget to enjoy your day. Love grows everything, so love yourself first. But this has been Coffee and Conversations, so don't forget to wake up and make today count. You are highly distinguished.
And be very zestful today.
Come on now. Have a good attitude of gratitude.
Always.
Be faithful over your intuition because you have been highly distinguished. So that charismatic and that energy allows people to receive you. And then you get to be the example of none other but God. Because he's so powerful, he couldn't give all of him to one of us. So he gave a piece of him to each of us. And I call it a God piece. So make sure you are very intentional with your God piece. That thing has an intuition that's unstoppable. I hope that your intuition leads you to your destiny. We love you.
And it will. So start listening to it.
Start listening. Do your work and it will do its work, right?
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow for Coffee and Conversations.
Same time, same place.
Don't forget to tap in, hit our links.
Hit the link.
See how we can sow
Get your books.
If you need that microwavable healing, girl, or young man.
Last a lifetime.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Now's the season.
See y'all in the morning.
See you in the morning. One love.